The Get Rich Slow Club podcast is a collaboration between Tash from Tash and Ana from Perla. The Get Rich Slow Club acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land we record on. From coast to coast, across land, waters, and communities, we pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Any advice is general and does not consider your financial situation, needs, or objectives, so consider whether it's appropriate for you.
Welcome to the Get Rich Slow Club podcast,
where we take you from beginner to confident investor,
where we can teach you everything you need to know about investing.
So come get rich slow with us.
Hello and welcome back. We've got a very quick bonus episode for you. There's been a cool update for something, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has. So if you have children that are quite young, that are in early education and care, so if they're in childcare, this might be important to you.
So what is it? What's happened? What's the change?
So starting in January of next year, there is a 3-day guarantee that will take into effect that ensures that families can access 3 days of subsidized childcare. Mm-hmm. So this is a really big thing because the childcare subsidy is actually really confusing. There's a couple different things that you need to ensure in order to be subsidized for childcare. So for example, there's your family income, and depending on that is the percentage of how much you get subsidized. Then there is the type of care that you use, and then there's the activity test. So this is the thing that they've really changed. The activity test is recognized hours or activities that you get in order to get subsidized care. So what falls under that is working, studying, and a whole bunch of other things. Now, because they've gotten rid of this for 3 days, that means that a lot of other families can actually access childcare that they weren't able to before.
The activity test seems interesting because to actually go to job interviews or actually sign up to study, you need to put your kid in childcare, I'd imagine.
Exactly. Absolutely. And then there's a lot of parents who, for example, have disability or have to look after elderly parents. So they're still working, just not paid work and it doesn't fall under the activity test. So getting rid of the activity test is actually going to allow more people to have access to early childhood education, to have access to the subsidy. And in fact, families that are at a lower socioeconomic level are more likely to use this as well. During COVID, they abolished the activity test and they saw a lot of low income families actually putting their kids in childcare because it was available to them. And there's a lot of, which is great. The media has maybe done a little bit of a disservice in explaining how the childcare subsidy works. Families who earn more than $533,280 per year will remain ineligible for subsidies, and that's slightly different than the activity test. For those people who don't know, the childcare subsidy is on a bit of a sliding scale. So if you're at the high end, you might not get subsidized at all. You're at that 0%. Whereas if you're making somewhere around $70K a year, you might be subsidized up to 90%. Mm-hmm. So it is a sliding scale. It's a little bit of misleading because a lot of people are like, well, why would you need a subsidy if you're making over $500K a year?
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, childcare is really expensive. And we shouldn't be penalizing parents for their incomes that they're making. We should be supporting children regardless of income brackets of their families to have the support that they need, the care that they need by going to early childhood education care.
Yeah, and it benefits the kids so much as well.
100%. Actually, in childcare is usually the places where educators will potentially see any kind of difficulties or situations in kids that they need more support. I know ours has been a blessing for our kids in terms of talking about, hey, maybe you should talk to a speech pathologist, or these are the things that we've seen with your kid. It's super, super important and helpful. And in fact, I think it should be free under public education, but that's a whole other topic.
That's another episode. So childcare subsidies are confusing, but what is the actual change? Everyone gets 3 days, or everyone who earns under that $500,000 gets 3 days of guaranteed?
So everyone gets 3 days. It's just that the subsidy part is under that amount.
Okay. And then what do you mean about the activity test? Is that just removed for the 3 days or removed completely for everything?
It's removed just for 3 days.
For 3 days. Okay.
So if you're trying to access 5 days, there might be 2 days that you might be ineligible for if you haven't reached the activity test.
And this is amazing because if parents do want to work and they need to work to meet the activity test, then they can put their kids in childcare to go to job interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, for 3 days. Yeah.
Amazing.
In fact, they probably should just done 5 days, but that's just me. I'm not a politician.
Yes, but big changes, exciting.
Yeah, this is really important for families. Yeah, that's all.
Yay, bye.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you found this episode helpful, please rate us 5 stars, write a review, or share with a friend. If you're new to investing, make sure to listen to our first 10 episodes. Follow us at Get Rich Slow Club or Tash at Tash Invest or me at Ana.
This show was brought to you by Natasha Etchman, who is an authorised representative 1299881 of Guideway Financial Services, AFSL 420367, and Perla, who is an authorised representative 1281540 of Sanlam Private Wealth, AFSL 337927. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing, so make sure you check out our financial services guides and read the product disclosure statement and target market determination for any investments you're considering. See our show notes for more info.